Everyone needs sleep. When we do not get enough sleep, that causes harm to our body. This is called sleep deprivation. Sleep deprivation is when the body does not get enough sleep. SleepFoundation.org has an article written on August 14th, 2020, and the research states that if sleep is cut short, then the body does not have enough time to complete all its phases needed for muscle repair, memory consolidation, and release of hormones regulating growth and appetite. When we sleep, we go through non-rapid eye movement and rapid eye movement. The first stage is light sleep, awake and falling asleep. The second stage is becoming disengaged from our surroundings, which means we're losing consciousness of what's going on around us. Stage 3 is our deepest, most restorative sleep. REM sleep happens 25% of the night. It first occurs about 90 minutes after falling asleep and reoccurs about every 90 minutes. Then it gets longer throughout the night. Sleep deprivation drains your mental abilities and puts your physical health at risk. Getting less than 7 hours of sleep on a regular basis can eventually lead to health consequences that affect the entire body. Adults need 7 to 8 hours of sleep. Teens need 8 to 10 hours of sleep. Infants 14 to 17 hours of sleep. During sleep, your body heals itself and restores chemical balance. Sleep deprivation affects mental abilities and emotional state. You're also prone to mood swings and compromised decision-making processes and creativity. Have you ever wondered why studies show that people who are sleep deprived act similar to those who are under the influence of alcohol? Well, let's look at a video that explains why.
Hey sleepyheads, Jules here for D News. Now, we've all been there. You stay up until 5 a.m. studying because you forgot you have a final worth 60% of your grade the next morning. Then, after just an hour or two of sleep, you wander around in a dull haze, like you're drunk or something. And also, you fail your final. In fact, being sleep deprived is not altogether different from being drunk in regards to feeling impaired and being unable to complete basic tasks. One study from 2000, done by researchers from Australia and New Zealand, took a group of volunteers and kept them from sleeping for up to 28 hours. Then, progressively, they gave them a series of tests in areas such as cognitive demand, reaction speed, hand-eye coordination, memory, and perception. At another day, they got the same group of participants drunk, first to a blood alcohol level of 0.05, then to 0.1, and gave them the same series of tests. The researchers found that at around the 17 to 19 hour sleepless mark, the participants scored similarly to when their blood alcohol level was around 0.05, or even slightly worse. Some participants even showed impairment equivalent to 0.1, past the legal drinking limit for driving in the United States, which is 0.08. What that means is if you stay up late and decide to go for a drive, you're effectively drunk driving. So what's happening in your brain when you're sleep deprived? Well, another study from 2000 out of UC San Diego used fMRIs to look at sleep-deprived brains while performing verbal learning tasks. They found that the prefrontal cortex, which is involved in personality, planning, decision-making, and social behavior, was working overtime, lighting up much more than it would in the brain of a person who'd had a restful night of sleep. Well, that may seem kind of...
So, after looking at this video, this shows a good example of why sleeplessness and driving is not a good combination and can be taken as serious as drinking and driving. Those who are sleep deprived may experience microsleep during the day. During these episodes, you fall asleep for a few seconds to several seconds, and not realizing it, microsleep is out of our control. It can happen while you're driving or while you're working with heavy machinery. This can cause injuries. So you need to make sure you get the right amount of sleep at night and that your body needs, and that will help you to not experience microsleep. Sleep deprivation causes health problems. According to the National Institute of Neurological Disorders and Stroke, an article written on August 13th, 2019 says that a chronic lack of sleep or getting poor quality of sleep increases risk of disorders such as high blood pressure, cardiovascular disease, diabetes, depression, and obesity. We need sleep to fight off colds and infections. Healthline.com says on July 20th, 2020, when you sleep, your body makes cytokines, which are proteins that fight off infections and inflammation. This is why we must get sleep to stay healthy, and we need sleep while we're sick. Here's a few relaxation techniques that we can use to help go to sleep. Progressive muscle relaxation involving tensing and untensing different muscles in the body to help calm the body. This helps you to go to sleep. Meditation techniques, mindful training, breathing exercise, and guided imagery also helps you to go to sleep. Audio recordings are also helpful when trying to fall asleep. I like using rain sound apps or sounds of nature. There's also an app called Calm that has sleep stories for adults and children. Sleep is important. Without sleep, our bodies cannot function. We need sleep to heal our bodies, make cytokines, and restore our brain and body. Good quality sleep helps. It helps decrease risk of health disorders. Thinking that 3 hours of sleep or less is okay is not okay. That type of thinking is detrimental to your body and to your health and also to others.